where do you see blockchain and smart contracts in your system?
Yeah, those are certainly possible technologies for doing things better. The difficulty with smart contracts is how the software discovers things about the real world. And as you may know, there are suggestions with some of the cryptocurrencies for what they refer to as oracles, which are ways in which information about the real world can get fed in so the software can turn property over to me if I won the bet and turn the property over to you if you won the bet, that kind of thing. And there are some very ingenious ideas, and some of them might work, but I think we're going to have to wait and see how those technologies develop. But certainly it would make it easier. On the other hand, there are reputational technologies which I think are much more straightforward, that the way I imagine an online contract being enforced in a fully developed system where everybody's got public keys and private keys and all the rest of the encryption infrastructure is that when I sign a contract with you, we both digitally sign the contract, which proves that the contract was signed by somebody with my private key and somebody with your private key. Anybody who wants can check that, because our public keys are public, and you use a public key to check whether something was signed with a private key, with a matching private key. And that in that world, one of the terms of the contract is the arbitrator who we agree will resolve disputes, and the public key of the arbitrator. So we have a disagreement, and you think that I have defaulted on my obligations, and you go to the arbitrator, and the arbitrator rules that I owe you $10,000. And I either pay or I don't pay. If I don't pay, the arbitrator writes up a statement of the case saying that he was the arbitrator agreed on. He found that I owed you money and I didn't pay it. He digitally signs it. He sends that to you. You now have a package, the original contract, which proves that I agreed to that arbitrator, and the arbitrator's verdict, which proves that I then didn't go along with what the arbitrator said. You put that on a web page with my name all over it. So anybody who wants to do business with me will find that when they're looking for information about me. And now anybody who wants to do business with me can discover that I don't keep my contracts. That's a very bad thing for me. So that provides a form of enforcement that doesn't have the problem of cryptocurrency smart contract arrangements, that you've got to have some way of finding out what really happened. That makes sense. Now, you could, of course, do that with a smart contract. If you set up the smart contract, so the way you find out what happened is to ask the arbitrator. But then you're introducing a human into that system as well. So anyway, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how these ideas develop. Some of this stuff I was writing about, and some of it I was reading about quite a long time ago. The smart contracts, I think 30 years or 40 years ago, as I remember, when they were first being proposed. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting world.